Alright, you ready? Discount Bourbon Review! Today we're here with something that I'm very excited about. While my man Josh was out here in Kentucky on his little bourbon festival adventure he got to go on, I stuck around here locally and I tried to do what I could to find some of the coolest stuff I could get my hands on. And this is one of them, and I'm very happy that I grabbed him up. A little bit of Smoke Wagon, uncut, unfiltered, straight out of the barrel. This one is batch number 189, bottled on August 24th of this year, 2023.
Where were you, Dale?
Where was I? August 24th, 2023. I think I was probably here drinking with you.
We'll have to check the logs on
We'll
that
have to check the logs on that one.
But what you know about him?
I do know, he is a MGP distilled spirit, so they're not doing that in their own facility, but they are
Indiana.
Barreling, aging, and bottling all in Nevada. And that's the part that got me excited, being from Nevada, being aged over there. I've never had anything from Nevada, and I want to know how those different expressions come out from it.
Well, now, Smoke Wagon, I'm going to address you specifically. You know what weirds me out? The idea of loading up a bunch of bourbon, loading up a bunch of grain on one of those big fuel-looking trucks, trucking it all the way down to Nevada, and then starting to age it and distill it. It weirds me out. It's sitting at truck stops, next to cows, next to other truckers. Before we did this, we've done a lot of parking lot striping, and they are not clean places. They are not fun family places with friendly faces like some of them would like to advertise. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here.
I still like them, Rip. You can tell already if you can see through it in the camera. I can't really tell too well, but I've been cracking into them, and I've been enjoying them a lot myself. So I'm very excited to see what Josh thinks of them. Off the nose alone,
off the initial rip.
Yep. What you got off the initial rip of him?
He's called Smoke Wagon, but he's sweet.
He is sweet.
He's sweet. He's not smoky.
You know what I get off of him? Get a real good whiff, and I'll say it. Chocolate. Chocolate. Man, really got in there deep.
No.
I get a lot of chocolate off of him.
No, there is a dark characteristic at the back of that smell, and its furthest distances where your nose wants to pick it up, and I can see how you could call it like a burnt, like a coffee, like a chocolate. It's some sort of expression of just dark, roasty oils. You know what I mean? Ooh. Maybe it's barrel char, but ooh. I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Smell. Not really too much anything smoke-wise. You get a lot of that sweetness. I like to say chocolate. I think it smells dead on like chocolate. That palate, I get a lot more of that smoke, those leather tannins, and it kind of throws me through a loop, you know?
Very sweet in the beginning of palate. Mid-palate does have a lot more of that smoke and oak. But as he finishes here, a lot of like licorice and anise. A very... I wouldn't say a super aggressive bloom, you know, for being, 120 point something, uncut, unfiltered. They're not taking away any of those oils or anything else. It's not got too aggressive of a bloom. I've definitely had cheaper, much more lower proof whiskeys that'll light your sternum up like nobody's business. Yeah. This thing's got some heat to it, but honestly, in the category of cask strengths, I think it's probably got less bloom than some others do.
I don't disagree with you. There's definitely some more cask strengths out there that will light a little bit more of a fire under your belly, but I'd say he's middle of the road when it comes to lighting that fire. There's definitely some that'll really light you up. There's definitely some that really won't. You know what I mean?
I'm getting a flatter grain expression now that I've kind of sipped it and dulled my senses to its flavors.
I get sweetness. I get chocolate. It's such an interesting development for me because it starts off as a really nice, sweet, almost milk chocolate, you know what I mean? And almost like you're shoving your nose in a bag of Hershey's chocolate. But as I let them...
There's just that like kind of almost buttery tannin that prevents me from wanting to say chocolate. You know what I mean? It's that corn ester.
I just don't get him. But that's the beautiful thing about it. I like him. I'm a big, big fan of him. And
brilliant.
He is
For the
very,
price? How
he's
much
very
you pay?
bold. I paid $60 for him. He is a little bit higher up there for us. It's just outside of that discount bourbon reviews territory. But
So
to
we're
be
gonna
fair,
have to do a fancy pants dance.
to be fair, I think everything I bought this weekend does.
We're willing to do the fancy pants dance for you guys.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
We are official fancy pants boys. We spent too much on whiskey, and we apologize to the discount community that could not afford a bottle like this. But with all those things in mind, score rating, I'm going to give him a 7. I really liked it. Honestly, all in all, it's got some good esters and notes that you don't see in a lot of other whiskeys. I think I can start to bend a little bit more of those chocolate notes. Sweet product. I don't know if it's something I'm going to keep on my bar all the time, something I absolutely love to sip in, but when you go over to a friend's house and they're offering a pour, I think I'll say no.
I'm the friend, because I'm going to keep this one on my bar. I'm a very big fan of them. What we don't do a whole lot on the channel here is mix-ins with Dr. Pepper.
No.
And that's one that I've been testing a lot personally at home with a lot of the different bottles I've been coming home with. And to a lot of people's dismay, I poured some of this in there with the Dr. Pepper. It really brings out that chocolate, brother. You gotta give it a shot. It's something.
But see, that's why we want to do these video reviews for you guys. There's a lot of great forums online, a lot of great places to go about tasting whiskey and getting into the community. And again, a big thanks to the community, because there's a couple bottles you'll see here in this video that were actually donated by some community members, or we were encouraged to go to a stop at a specific shop because of some community members.
Yeah.
But that's what you gotta love about it. Everyone's got a slightly different taste. Everyone's got a slightly different profile. And you can go over to your buddy's house and you can drink a little whiskey.
Yeah. That was my favorite thing, because he was out and about by doing him. I was out by myself doing my shopping. And when I'm out by myself doing shopping, I'm chatting people up, especially when I'm trying to find something interesting. I'm not talking to workers, because they typically got stuff that they're trying to push out and get out of the store, but I want to talk to the people around. I want to see what they're picking up. And I had 3 different people in store while I was walking around that day. Like, you need to grab this smoke wagon. It is phenomenal, and I'm so glad that I picked it up. Overall, he's going to sit at that 8.5 for me, maybe 9 on a really good day.
I don't know if he's turning my opinion of MGP around. Nevada is pretty far off Indiana.
We were talking about Bobby a little bit earlier when we were on some of these. Bobby brought up a very good point yesterday. Ooh, you sit still, please. But I don't. For as much as I don't want to see an MGP, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters too much where it was distilled.
The
agent in Nevada brought out some very interesting.
I'll concede the point. It doesn't matter where it's distilled, aged, or produced. I think that you could do it in any state and make a good product. It's the fact that they're distilling it in one state, then trucking it across land to a whole other state. I mean, Coke don't even do that. They transport their syrup because it just makes less sense. So to transport hundreds of gallons, thousands of gallons of grain down there just to sit in a barrel in somewhere else, it's like, why? I mean, if MGP's got that production level, they could be a Buffalo Trace, they could be a Beam, but instead they're choosing to masquerade their product by offering it to other people. Have more confidence in your product, guys.
I'm not that deep with it. I think that they enable a lot of really cool companies to try and do something that they may not be able to do without it.
I agree. There's a big barrier to entrance in the overall whiskey market. It's not just as simple as I say, go forth to make whiskey.
And I'm not going to go out there and be like, I want that MGP bottle. You know what I mean? That smoke wagon, I really want that stuff. I'm not going to say that, but this past weekend I might be turning away a little bit from that's an MGP, I'm not going to pick
I agree.
Bottle. I think I want to pick them up and at least try them.
I'll turn away from complete no MGP.
There we go. That's a win, brothers. Let's go.
At the same time, I think their bottles are only ever just going to be good. I've never had a great bottle of MGP that I said I have to consistently get this. And even then, I'd be worried that product could be consistent. But
great bottle.
A couple points in the other direction. Good bottle.
Great bottle.